welcome to Elisabeth Hogarth Designs. This is my YouTube channel where I show my card making ideas, a few of my design team projects, and then if we've got some new releases coming up, I try and give you an overview of what the papers and all the different embellishments look like, and cutting dies of course. So today I've got a sneak peek of a new Essential Craft Papers paper pad from the team at Craft Consortium. They seem to be my go-to suppliers at the moment with all their fabulous 12x12 papers. And this particular paper pad is due for release this week, so that's week commencing the 14th of March. I haven't got an exact date for you, but I do know that it's on its way to the Craft Consortium website. So I've been making some projects that I would like to share with you. It's taken me a couple of days to put these things together, but what I love about papers like this is that it allows you to add your own cutting dies, your own extra papers and embellishments. So you can see that it's quite a muted colour pad. It's got pale pinks, almost like a pale blue and a grey. So you can see here, this is a used paper pad, so I have used a fair bit of them, but it's very regal. It's a little bit like traditional wallpaper designs, but these bigger designs are very much coming in again, and as I have worked with it, I have really appreciated the depth of colour and how well each one of the colour shades blends together. So the grey will go with both, and then as you move forward the grey becomes more silvery, then they bring in some pink, and I would say it's like a warm chocolate brown. It's not dark, but these are really classic designs, beautifully put together and well worth adding to your crafty stash. So as I say, I've added a few things to this. When I get a set like this, I tend to go back to dies I haven't used in a while. So this is a Tonic Kensington handbag. I've got some Elisabeth Craft frames. I've got some seaside nautical dies that I very rarely use. I've got a great little set from Kanban Crafts with mannequins and bodices, and then I have a couple of frames from the Dynamics ranges, and I like these because of these extra little embellishments that you get within it. So this one is the A5 deco frame, and this one is the ornate square. I've used another paper pad from Craft Consortium, which is the Vintage Emporium, because this particular one has got really cool elements. It's got background postcards and fashion magazines. It's got old style exercise books and tickets and photographs. And for me, this particular paper pad came in line with everything that I was trying to do with the Baroque. So the Baroque is the new one. The Vintage Emporium is a year or so old, but you still can get this online. And then, believe it or not, I decided that it was time to upcycle these rather useful boxes that come with your COVID testing kits. Now, they are solid, and you've got the inside pack, and then you've got this heavyweight outer envelope. This is for viewers to the UK. I'm not quite sure how the COVID test came throughout the rest of the world, but to me I thought it would be a travesty to waste these particular pieces of card, and I will show you a couple of things that I made with these as the base. The first two cards are very feminine and girly, and this is where those Camburn dies came in. But you can cut into the grey papers and also then match it with the coordinating pink papers, so you can see here how well everything coordinates together. So you can stamp with it, you can colour, you can die cut, and that is the beauty of the papers. I ended up making 2 cards in the same style because I was enjoying creating the mannequins. I laid them up onto a piece of card and then I did adhere them with some 3D gel, but I really liked the way that this card turned out. And then this card here was made for a special friend of mine who is luckily celebrating her 30th birthday. So they're quite glamorous and quite feminine, but I think that when you've got background papers in these shades and the way that the greys and the pinks work so well together, there's a lot that you can do with them. I also mentioned that I used the tonic handbag die, and this was the little piece that I ended up making. So again, I've coordinated the grey papers that were used in here and then the offcuts from the pink. So I've still used less than a 12 by 12 sheet of paper of the pink and the grey, and I've got all of these that I can work with. So I think this will end up being a little gift bag to go with one of these cards. I wanted to show that these papers can be used for more masculine makes as well. This has got hints of pink as well, but I think that this is quite a gender neutral kind of card. So this is where the Vintage Emporium papers came in. So I took one of the world maps and one of the postcards and the tickets, and then I created a box frame. This is still a card, but it's a box frame made from the Baroque papers. And I attached it to the back of the map paper, and then I made the embellishments with those Crafter's Companion dies, but I used the same shade of paper, so all the offcuts I keep, and this is what I use to make these little embellishments. You've got some MDF and some stars in there as well to add some texture, and the sentiments really do add to the project. Next up, let's take a look at how you can make good use of the inside of your COVID pack. So this is the part where you're meant to hold your extraction tube holder, but I saved these, so I've got 4 or 5 of these, and I looked at it and I thought, well, this is the base for a box or for a magazine holder or a notelet holder. And so what I ended up doing was scoring along this line here. So I scored along here, and then I measured up 2 centimetres, about 1 inch, 2 centimetres. It's up to you really, like so, and I scored again about here, and that gave me this, which is like a handbag box. So as you look upon it at the side, you can see there's the score lines, and then I've added a couple of dots of Velcro, and I have created a handbag, and the handbag actually holds 4 cards. So it's really sturdy. You just need to cut down your paper. You can embellish it as you like. I added a handle as well. And then I also brought in these dies. So these tiny ones here end up being your corners. And then the arrow one here is one of the Art Decos. So don't be afraid to use your dies in different ways. So when you take the cards, these are around about 14 centimetres square. So then I matched up the ornate frame with more of the Vintage Emporium postcard. This ribbon is from the Belle Fleur collection, as are these embellishments. And then again, you've got all your different ribbons, so it's a really good way of bringing in your other collections, and you can see how beautifully everything works together. So you wouldn't really believe that that could turn into that little set there. So I rather like this. I like the colour tones, and I like that I was able to use up some of my other craft supplies, and I think that that would make a really pretty gift for a special lady in your life. You could even use it for a Mother's Day gift. So on to the test and trace box itself. It's a really secure box. So what I ended up doing was taking a craft knife or a scalpel and sliding under this glued down area on the right of the box, and then lifting it apart, and then this gave me this template. Now we're always making boxes based on this template, so you can either just carry on using it as a box. You can also turn it into like a gift box where you keep this part and you glue it together, but you take this flap off, and these flaps here will just lift over, so you've got yourself like a chocolate box, gift box. Or you can cut away all of these tabs, which is what I did, to create this folder. So it's a really sturdy journaling folder, and again I've used the papers to decorate and the Vintage Emporium postcards, and I've layered them up. I used some wax sealant to hold it together, so I'm in two minds about the quality of the finish, but I did want to secure it somehow. And then I've added some linen texture paper and stamped the different pages like so, and then secured it with a band, and there you have your very own, it's round about an A5 size journaling notebook. So again, you wouldn't believe that this turned into this, but it's really good quality cardboard, so I'm not going to throw something like that away. So like every good crafter, this is what I ended up making. Before I go, I just wanted to quickly mention the cards that I was making with the people of Ukraine in mind. Here are the cards that I showed in my previous video, so I'll leave you the link up above if you wanted to see these in a bit more detail and how we made this particular card. But I'm pleased to say that I donated these to an online crafters auction, and I think I made around about $20 from the sale, which will go to the Ukrainian charities. This was another set of cards that I made this week. They're very simple in design, but they're actually eclipse cards. So you should be able to see that I've layered up the love within the pattern. So you've got the yellow and blue themes, and these ones here are made for Mother's Day really, but I thought I would quickly show you those and say thank you once again to everyone who took part in the crafty auction, because I believe that they have made today over $10,000, so it's an incredible effort, and there are many people who are now going to have some beautiful original pieces of art in their own homes. That's all from me today. Thank you for popping by and watching what I've been up to over the last few days. If you like what you see, please do hit the like button on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm getting really close now to the 1,000 subscribers, so your support is very much appreciated. I'm still working on some design team stuff which I can't share with you as yet, but don't forget that the Baroque papers are due to come out this week. As soon as I've got notifications, I will leave you a link on how to buy the products from Craft Consortium or your chosen suppliers. I look forward to welcoming you back here again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye for now.